Hey guys, these are your channeled messages for April 21st through the 28th, 2025, but the messages are timeless. Whenever you find them, you're meant to find them. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let's get it. Okay, so the first card that we have out is forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness is freeing. You for letting yourself down, others for what they've done to you. When we forgive, second card out, go outside, ground yourself, bare feet to the earth. Earth will recharge and cleanse your energy. Practice good, energetic hygiene, overwhelmed, anxious. And then last card out is there are imposters among us. Illusions, trickery, fakes, deception, use intuition. It'll focus. I'm like, is it going to focus or what are we doing here? This is as good as this one's going to get on this one. See if I can show it here. It's better. It feels like if the forgiveness card is in the past position. So this 3 card pull is always a past, present, future. So past being here, past being here, present being in the middle, future being on the far right hand side. And the forgive yourself and others card being in the past. It feels very much like there is a past person, place, or thing. What is this energy? It's like a past person that is split. So, okay, I'm going to focus on the first energy first because there a split off happened when I dug deeper. So we'll come back to this. But the first energy that I picked up on is there is a past person who has done, it feels like just like a past person that has hurt you a significant amount, and not because of anything that they like did, is because of what they didn't do. I hope that makes sense, but that's what it feels like. It feels like an energy of they kind of just like ghosted you or like left you hanging, and it feels empty, hollow. I don't know. It feels like there's not things left unsaid. They deceived you in some way to make it. Maybe the deception here is that they made you feel or think that they didn't care about you, or that I don't know, that they were like otherwise preoccupied, or that they had someone or something else going. I don't know what this is. There's a thick layer of deception here, but the deception that I'm feeling isn't like that they've done some like super malicious thing towards you, that they like were totally fraudulent about who or what they are, that they have been doing you dirty, that they were. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when I tap into this deceptive energy, it's like they were wearing a mask they were fronting about how they felt about you, like this entire time. It feels like they have been portraying one way, like disinterested, uninterested, having a very good poker face as far as how they feel about you, what kind of feelings and emotions that they have towards you and about you. Can I think further? Will you let me? Who is it's this? Like they have been very good at making you feel like you don't mean anything to them. This is just what it feels like. It feels like they have kept you at arm's length for quite some time. And it's just been like this, like I said, like this weird poker face of I don't know, the illusion that they don't care about you. And it caused you like a great deal of pain and hurt you a lot. And it made you kind of have a really bad taste in your mouth for them. It just like I'm tapping. So, okay. So energetically, it feels like this is like masculine energy that I've been talking about. Again, everybody has masculine and feminine energy here, but it just feels like this is a masculine energy that was doing the illusion slash poker faceness going on here, and it feels like the feminine energy is the one that kind of has the bad taste in their mouth right now about kind of this person. And like I said, I'm gonna double back and go back to the other strand, because when I tried to tap into it, the two energies separated. So there's another strand of energy that I'm going to go down the rabbit hole and dissect here in a second. here in a little bit, but I want to properly give this strand of energy it's a proper diagnosis first. But it feels like the feminine energy here is uh has been in the process of essentially just being like, okay, well, I'll just do me. I'll just focus on me and whatever it is that I've got going on. It doesn't necessarily feel like you like have hate towards this person, but it feels like you're like I'm good, you know what I mean? But it feels like they're I've said this before in previous videos, but this energy it feels like it's almost like returning with kind of humbled energy, the tail between the leg kind of energy. I don't know. Like, they know that they did you dirty. They know that they hurt you, and it's like this energy wants to come and kind of like make amends, trying to come and like make amends with you, right? Like try and, like extend the hand and put the band-aid on put the band-aid on your broken heart that they caused, that they caused the kind of this here. And yeah, it's like they're kind of like trying to come with the ointment, like they're trying to it's like they're trying to like right the wrongs here, for lack of better words. They're, trying to make amends and extend the olive branch to you, because I just feel like they know that you're not feeling them. Like I said, it doesn't feel like you hate this person, but it has left, like, I taste it, like it's like like a kind of feeling. I'm good, towards them, and they can feel it. Some of you, there is this energy of like you're just kind of like indifferent. You don't not like them, you don't like them. You're just like, huh, it is what it is. Doesn't Does this energy. It's like, is what it is kind of energy. And they don't like that. I think they don't like the fact that you just kind of stop caring altogether, more than anything. It feels like it just feels like a lot of time has passed since whatever initial spark it was that you and this person had. It feels like the time frame that it has been since the initial meeting point between you and the aforementioned energy person. There's been some time since then, and it feels like now you've gotten over the point, like you've let go of any possibilities of like, oh, maybe this will be a thing. You know what I mean? You've let go of the expectations of a situation, kind of just released it and surrendered it to God's source universe, and just said like, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what's gonna be. And it does feel like some of you guys have forgiven, like maybe not like physically to this person, because it just feels like you haven't spoken to this person, but it feels like you've had your own kind of like releasing and forgiving and releasing, a little ritual, a little solo session within yourself, and have forgiven this person. And then after you did this whole like purge thing, or this forgiving thing with them, you just kind of released it and said, it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. And you moved on with it, like not moved on to another person. Maybe you have, but it this energy feels like they're not really looking for anything with anybody. Like you're just content. I don't know, at peace. This this energy feels very much at peace, and yeah, like not trying to make anything happen with anybody. Like you're just loving yourself and enjoying the ride of life, it feels like. And it feels like that bothers, maybe that's not the right word, but it's kind of like, what is this example I can give? Say this person is like a trillionaire, right? And they're super handsome, or they're super gorgeous, and everybody wants them, and they're used to people saying yes to them, and they're used to having like a bunch of yes men or yes women or whatever the case may be around them. Nobody ever tells them no. Nobody ever rejects them. Nobody ever, or like they're used to getting what they want, like effortlessly. And then like they stumble upon you, and then they do all the standard tactics and tricks, right? Trickery. illusions, trickery, fakes, deception, use intuition. Yeah, the trickery. Like, so it's like they use their usual trickery with that they use. Like, it's not like they just use this effect on just you, but like this is their usual trickery and an effect that essentially happens with this person, and then they stumbled upon you, and the usual trickery didn't take hold how they are, how they're used to it taking hold, and instead, like, you took hold of them, and so now they're looking around like, what what's going on here, and it's like, not only did they not like bag you, but it feels like you broke free of whatever it is that their usual grasp. And again, it doesn't feel like this isn't like dark magic. Do you know what I'm saying? But like they do have, like, if this were a standard yin yang couple, like yin yang, one has more dark energy and one has more light energy, right? It's like an opposites attracts type situation. They do have like more dark energy than they do, like, I don't even know if I can say that. Oh, okay. So that's what this is. So when you first met, they had more dark energy like within them, but now it seems as though that they've kind of like more so balanced it out. Still a little on the heavy side of the dark. But like they've added in like a few extra scoops of like light to try to try to like balance it out. But I'm gonna keep it a buck 100. Like they're still used to. There's an air of cockiness to them, just because of the aforementioned. Like I said, like they're used to getting what they want. It's kind of like, I like it, I see it, I take it kind of demeanor. But it feels like there's like an air of softness. They've, I don't know. You've humbled them. Thank you. You have humbled them, and kind of like come through, like that Miley Cyrus song, like came through like the wrecking ball. You kind of like came through like the wrecking ball towards them, and kind of shattered through their illusions, their trickery, their grasp, whatever hold it was that they had on you, because it's something about them. It's hot. Listen, like I'm tapping into the energy of it, like, and I'm like, like I understand the appeal, but like it's something about them that like it's like that I put a spell on you and now you're mine, is like this type of energy, right? It's something about them, like they just ooze that type of energy. And but it's like I don't know. It's like you hurt you bruise their ego or something. And they're kind of appalled, intrigued, turned on, and now they're like the ones that's like obsessed with you. But they're like trying to keep it low key. Boy, we are deep in the we're deep in this one, like, but okay, I asked for a little more and they gave me the whole nine. Look, ask and you shall receive. Yeah, because it does. It feels like this is what's happened. You did the whole switcheroo on them. Like, now they're like looking around like, did she do something to me? Did they do something to me? Why am I thinking about her? Why am I thinking about them? Why am I thinking about, you know, I don't know. But so now it's like they've been doing some kind of they've been doing some kind of work on themselves in order to, it's like they're trying to get a grasp on whatever it is why they're so intrigued with you, right? And then also it feels like they've had to have this like a judgment day within themselves. We've had this conversation about it's death, judgment, rebirth, death, judgment, rebirth, cyclically. If your soul is choosing to ascend to its highest purpose, self, destiny, and timeline, it's a regularly occurring thing. So it feels like they just recently went through like a death, judgment, rebirth cycle, and in that phase that you were like like a light bulb went off, and they're like, oh shit, like I love them kind of situation. Yeah, and so now they're and And so now they're coming back to try and right the right the wrongs. And um if you've not already, you need to like forgive this person, just because again, everything happens on a divinely timed schedule. It does. It feels like you were sent to to wake them up, and they were sent to wake you up in different ways. Um, so there was a purpose for you guys' meeting and crossing, and it does feel like you both have a purpose in general, whether you continue to allow to have this person in your life in whatever way, shape, or form or not. Yeah, because that's just what it feels like. So I'm gonna leave that there and then flip over to the other thread of energy of like there's a part of yourself that you need to forgive for the things that you did in your past. And it just feels like there's a p- a large part of yourself that you feel like you still have like regrets over doing certain things, and like you're still slightly beating yourself up for certain things that you did or certain decisions that you made or X, Y, and Z, like years upon years ago, while you were still in your lesser version, and while you were still hurting, and while you were still down, and while you were still going through, the trenches and in the abyss, and, and getting socked out and things of this nature. It feels like you are still replaying things that happened, choices that you made in your past. And while when you go through a death, judgment, rebirth cycle, obviously there's things that you have to deal with and go within to process and figure out why it is that you did what you did, or why certain things happened, or what was the meaning behind you having X, Y, and Z take place. That's a part of just the introspection of the judgment process, right? The death, judgment, rebirth process. But you need to forgive yourself for things that you did when you just didn't know any better and when you were just trying to survive. And that's just what it feels like. Things that you did when you were just trying to survive, and things that you did when you were just essentially down bad, you were really struggling, and you didn't love yourself, you didn't feel loved, and you didn't love yourself, and you just didn't want to be here anymore. And I think you gotta let that go, because you know what I mean? It's there's so much that we think that we should have, could have, or would have done differently, or things that we could have said or shouldn't have said, or choices that we could have made or should not have made. These things are doing nothing for the right now, because like it's already gone. You know what I mean? Like the past doesn't exist. We're beyond it. We've already moved past that. And you've got to let that you got to let that go, because it's not doing anything positive for you at this time or in the future. Only the present moment exists. And in this present moment in time, like that, whatever it is that you're thinking about doesn't exist. So you gotta move on from that, and forgive yourself for these things, and for also the other splitting energy that was attached to it is they're the things that were done to you. Like it just feels like you recently went through a death judgment. You and this person that I was talking about earlier are going through like very parallel, similar, like mirroring lives. Like it's like you go through something and they go through something. You go through something and they go through something. You go through something and they go through something. And it's yeah, is very interesting, because it feels like you've also just recently gone through a death, judgment, rebirth phase cycle. And in this judgment phase, you were looking back on things that were done to you from like childhood, young years, like teen years, and things of this nature, trying to like go through and sleuth out and process like why did these things happen, and and what could I have done to prevent these things from happening. Or it's like you're trying to connect the dots. You're like trying to connect the dots between patterns of things that happened to you in your young childhood, early childhood years, teen years, adolescent years, so that you can then go and ch- and rewrite that history, rewrite that story. Yeah. And it feels like you're reclaiming parts of your soul fragments, lost soul particles and fragments. Because there's in these moments of these things, these hurtful events that happen to you, these traumatic events that happen to you in these years, in these young years, in these adolescent years, you left behind parts of your soul, parts of your inner child, parts of what makes you you in these moments, in these events. So it feels like you, when you're going through whatever this is, when you're sitting in silence, when you're going through this death and judgment process, you're retrieving parts of the parts that were left behind, the parts that got stuck. But once you do this, you need to allow yourself to let it go. You need to allow yourself to let it go and not remain in that timeline because you can get lost in it. Okay. Anyways, so when you get done doing this, you need to go outside and spend some time in the outdoors and allow yourself to ground because you need to ground in the new energy that you have. Ground in this new energy. This is the go outside and ground. It's like you're needing to presently, as in the present moment, you need to ground in the new energies in all the changes that are taking place right now because it feels like a significant amount of changes are taking place within your life right now and inside your energetic body, your mind, and your frequency. And you need to be able to ground it because it feels like grounding is difficult for you. So you need to spend time going outside, putting your feet in the grass, or just being able to listen to the birds because the birds will help you ground and just spending time noticing like what's in front of you, like the flowers, the bees, the birds, watch as the bushes move or watch as the blades of grass move. Look up at the clouds and see what the clouds are looking like to you. Does it look like a boat? Does it look like a paw print? Does it look like a moon? This kind of thing will help you stay in the present moment and ground in the energies because, like I said, it over here, it feels like you're doing a lot of grounding work. You're doing a lot of soul retrieval work, soul particle fragment retrieval. That's what you have been doing and are doing, will continue to be doing throughout the rest of April. And so up until the first week of May, you need to spend a lot of time going outside, spending time grounding, spending time allowing yourself to anchor in these changes in frequency shifts that are happening within you and your mental and your emotional and your spiritual and in your physical vessel so that you're going to be able to function in the best possible manner and way. And then yeah, here at the there are imposters among us. Illusions, trickeries, fakes, deception, use intuition. It just feels like I said, there, you'll know, especially with you doing this grounding work right now, it's going to help you be able to spot the fakes that are coming into or will try to come into your life just because you're stepping into the spotlight. So the card that's at the bottom of the deck here is own your power and your light. You are made to be the star. Don't suppress your shine to deflect any haters. You're a leader. Step into the spotlight and own your star power. Yeah, so it feels like because you're in the process of doing this, you're currently doing this or or are in the process of doing this. If it's going to bring about, the fakes who just want to like rub elbows with you because you're in the spotlight, because of your star power, because of what your energy brings to them, because of how it's beneficial to be connected to you and what you have the ability to do for others. So this right now, the retrievals and the implementations that are taking place right now at the spiritual, energetic, and quantum level are going to be able to assist you in spotting the fakes, the illusions, the trickery, and the deception that may be coming your way in the form of offers, people, lovers and opportunities. So do make sure that you do spend some time out in nature, going on meditative walks and spending time listening to the birds so that you will allow your mind to do this anchoring and this clearing out and receive the activations and ground it in for it to be able to upload successfully, download successfully. And because yeah, it just it just feels like you're highly magnetic and you're like getting recognition right now and you're standing out and there's like a lot of people that don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like really good people and really good opportunities and things that are coming your way because they're your destined star right given opportunities. They're destined for you. But there are, like I said, anytime that you're in the spotlight, like you will have the people, kind of how I gave the example, like over here of some of the people that are like the yes men, just because, it comes with that lifestyle, right? And maybe this person is also in the spotlight or something of the nature has some sort of star power to them as well, like, but like in the physical. So it feels like maybe you have the spiritual and they have the physical star power. Yeah. Like you're a celebrity and you're like a celebrity in the spiritual and they're like a celebrity in the physical or something of this nature. Interesting. Yeah, but it just feels like you're stepping into this kind of like in the physical spotlight and stardom. So with that comes the caveat of people just wanting to be like associated with you because of the brand, because of the name, because of the perks that come with it, by saying your name. Oh, I know X, Y, and Z. Oh, I know this person. Oh, I like, or oh, I work with, or oh, I do X, Y, and Z with this person, and yeah, so just you'll with this new upgrade that's taking place within you, you'll be able to decipher this nonsense. And your spiritual team's going to cut off most of them, but there will be some that you need to, because God Source Universe likes to make sure that you know how to spot them as well. And of course, obviously, you getting to this point, you have gotten the stamps and seals of approval to be here. You've passed the rite of passage and initiation processes to be able to achieve this level of leadership, positive recognition, stardom, and spotlight. So, but still, it's kind of like keeping you on your toes to make sure that you are able to know when somebody is not in alignment with you and is just trying to mooch, just trying to be transactional with you. Yeah. So more than anything, that's what it feels like. But also make sure that you're not doing things deceptively or you're not trying to just achieve the spotlight just for those deceptive reasons, or you know what I mean, just you just make sure everything that you're always doing is for the highest good of all and not just for selfish reasons, because that's when you'll start attracting more and more of those kind of negative people, places, things, offers, and opportunities because your intentions are not pure. Throwing that word of caution out there to anyone, and that's what I have. I hope this was helpful. And sorry, just checking. I'm like, let me tap in. Is there anything else here? Yeah, that's all I got. So I hope this was helpful. And if you are interested in purchasing the V Squad Oracle deck, the link is in the description box. The link is in the description box and all the things. And then stay tuned for oh yeah, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Spotify. You can find my podcasts and all the other things that I'll post on my YouTube. And then, yeah, until next time, peace.